So, apparently Trump was spied on. Let's talk about what that means for us going forward, but first, let's start with what we know. We know that the Clinton campaign produced the now infamous Steele dossier leading up to the 2016 elections. This dossier was, of course, a collection of sensational and unsupported allegations about Trump and Russia. We know that the FBI took this dossier to a court and used it to acquire a warrant to surveil on members of the Trump team for nearly 2 years. We also know that the FBI never brought a single criminal charge against any of them during those 2 years of surveillance. Perhaps most importantly, we know that the FBI never actually told the court that it was Hillary Clinton that provided them with this dossier. They never told the court that it was Hillary Clinton that created the document that the FBI was now using to gather intelligence on Donald Trump, Clinton's political rival. We also know that the FBI used confidential informants to spy on members of Trump's team. And as of last Friday, we now know that a tech executive worked with the Clinton campaign to gather protected internet data that could be used to fabricate a Trump-Russia connection. This tech executive collected internet traffic from Trump Tower, from Donald Trump's Central Park West apartment building, and after Trump was elected president, he collected information from the executive office of the President of the United States. This tech executive gathered private and protected information from the sitting president of the United States. The Clinton team then took this information to the CIA to get them interested in an anti-Trump effort. And in spite of all of this, in spite of our own intelligence agencies essentially being weaponized against a presidential candidate and then against a sitting president for several years, Special Counsel Robert Mueller found that Trump campaign never colluded with Russia to influence the 2016 election. Now let that entire summary just sit with you for a minute. Is it any wonder, then, that Trump said these people should be guilty of treason? I mean, look, regardless of which party you actually support here, regardless of how you feel about Trump, every single person in our country should be absolutely disgusted with this kind of revolting behavior. The pure, unadulterated hubris behind this campaign to unseat a duly elected president isn't just immoral, unethical, and illegal. It strikes at the core of our humanity. It's an attack upon our collective freedom and transcendent dignity. It's an egregious violation against every single one of us. This is a blight against the grand American experiment. My opinion, this reveals the enemy that we're all up against. This reveals the lengths they will go to ensure that our freedom is squelched. This is the swamp of which Trump warned us, and these are the swamp creatures that Trump was fighting. Some might say that this is actually vindication for President Trump, and I suppose some of those individuals would be correct. However, I'm here to tell you that now is not the time to revel in the realization that Trump was spied on. Now is not the time for a victory lap. It's not even the time for I told you so. Now is the time to be shocked into reality of what happened to us over the past 6 years. To remember for yourselves and remind everyone that a republic can be commandeered and the will of the people can be overridden by the hands of a few powerful elites. This is the time to rip the blinders from our eyes, get everyone involved in every aspect of civic life, and create a plan to ensure that this never happens again. The Durham news is a call to action. It's a signal to all of us that the swamp is real and its creatures are terrifying. Trump took the ire of the intelligence agency so that we may see the depths of our predicament. Do not let his sacrifice go to waste.